hard to use character. That's like
No, I didn't see that.
oh yeah, like the creators of the game came out and said he's going to be like one of the hardest characters.
Need a big brain.
They say what? Did they say Morty?
Simple. Morty, yeah, not Rick. Morty. It's like I think it's supposed to be like a big joke, but
big plays. Got to be big brain.
Did they say what class he's gonna be?
I don't know. They probably did. I follow one of the guys who's like one of the developers who like announces shit all the time. But game of the year.
I mean, is it though? Is it though?
It's not, but it's fucking great.
Realistically, is this a Fortnite 2, or are you guys gonna play this for a month and then never go back to it?
No, because like I'm playing this kind of like when I play a new fighting game that comes out at this point. I've been like diving into it heavy for like a month or like 3 weeks, whatever I've been playing it for. And like it can last as long as I possibly have people playing it. If not, I'll dive in here and there occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
But if they like have a steady stream of content that they keep on putting out, like a new season starts in 3 days, so that's cool to me. That's something new to look forward to, you know? So it's
yeah, I mean, I might keep, you know, it's a free game. It's available on pretty much everything.
Crossplay.
I can make the effort to just turn it on and do a couple matches because like it's not a huge commitment or anything like that, and I think it's just fun to do. It'd be I would consider it
Fortnite, like very low commitment.
Yeah, it's like Fortnite, except with Fortnite, I almost feel compelled to play it as a group because I'm not gonna have
I get you.
I'm not gonna have like a really good time playing by myself. With this, I could definitely play solo, even though it's kind of 2v2 focused, and I don't think the free for all stuff is really that good, and then playing 1v1 is not. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can see myself popping in and out. It's just that I'm very weird with my video games. There are days where I'll just go home and not play anything, even though I've got a bunch of games I need to play.
Well, that's why I don't.
If I need to play.
Like
I mean, the only game I need to play is Stray, and that's only because I have it through PS Plus, and I only have PS Plus for 3 months. So I should at least finish that.
That's why I think games like Fortnite and this, like, they're great, but at the same time, I think they're bad for me because sometimes, like, my brain's just like, I've had a long day, and I'm like, I don't want to play this when I could just play this instead, and I just like mindlessly mash buttons and.
No, it makes sense. I don't know. I don't think the gameplay is that good, and that's kind of where I stand.
Yeah, I mean, it's a skill thing, man.
Yeah, it's a skill thing.
No, once you play more and you understand how the game works, and you get
I know how the game works. Trust me, I know how the game works. It's fun.
Brenden had asked me last week, like, what character is really gonna make you like fucking spend your money or whatever? And I said I'm already spending money on the game. There's nothing else. The question is really, what does Brenden want? What character does Brenden think could be the one who's like, oh, let me play as this guy?
So here's the full stop. Here's the full stop right here. It's not about what characters are there. Like, if they make Smash 6 and Smash 6, they basically reboot Smash and it's a slimmed down roster, that's fine. If the game is good.
I'll just keep playing Smash 4.
No, well, that too, sure. But, like, that's fine if the game is good. Like, Smash is good. That's why I like it. Fortnite, I think, is a good game. All of the extra bullshit is great because it's a good game with all this extra bullshit. I don't think Multiverse is bad. I just, for a platform fighter, it has a really fucking big shadow cast over it, and it's better than Nicktoons bullshit. And I mean, I haven't played PlayStation Battle Royale All Stars in a long time, but I remember absolutely hating that game. So I don't absolutely hate Multiverses. I just don't really think it's that great. It feels kind of floaty, a little bit slower. I don't know.
You don't think Smash feels floaty though? I feel like Smash feels very floaty.
I feel like Smash feels very precise. I feel like it feels like what I'm doing and what I'm pulling off is solely based on my abilities and being able to understand the characters and how they move. I play floaty characters. Like Mewtwo is super floaty, but not every character is floaty.
But that being said, despite your dislike of certain mechanics. Is there a character that you would see like, I kind of want to play as him? Hey Todd, let's run duos real quick, just so I can play as this guy. Accrue in-game cursor like things. Like tell me if they added Legolas and Orlando Bloom shows up and does voices.
Like,
you're like, let me fucking play as him because he's kind of like Link anyway.
Would it be dope if Legolas showed up? Yes. Is he probably gonna show up at some point? I mean, maybe. I guess.
I thought was confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, my guess would be after Gandalf, the next Lord of the Rings character would be Aragorn, but maybe not. I don't know.
Maybe. I wanted to say like I meant Gimli, but in my head I said Torbjorn, and I was like, no, that's not right. Who is he? Who's a dwarf?
I mean, I don't know. They put Iron Giant in and gave him a moveset, so then I guess I could see them doing Frodo, which, again, like if you were to say like, what Lord of the Rings characters would you want in a fighting game? Like, I wouldn't say Frodo. Like, Frodo wouldn't be at the top of my fucking list.
Frodo good.
But imagine if you had Frodo, and there was a ring mechanic where you could keep using the ring to make yourself invisible and intangible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was just thinking.
But you would get corrupted 100%. While you're doing it.
Or not even get corrupted, but like the fucking the Nazgul will show up on the stage and kill you if you use it too much.
Well, no, like have you seen is it Velma who's in Multiverses right now? Is it?
Yeah.
Is that who it is? Have you seen her? Watch her moveset. It's fucking nuts. It's not like anyone else's. It's very like particular. Like I don't know if it's a hard character to learn or not.
I am
like,
not saying that
crazy.
Multiverse is bad. I'm just like it's.
It's the greatest game ever made. No, I get it, man. Like...
I want to love it, especially because the three of you are fucking loving it. It's like I would love to love it. I think that the issue
right now is for us to play last time was a hassle, which kind of sucks.
Not only that, it's that like, this game
like not getting coin. And
that's the main thing. That's the main thing. Like I wanted to play the four of us. Like I would have played that all night and not played Fortnite. Like I would have had a blast playing that. But the fact that this game revolves around unlocking the roster in like a sort of grindy way, and the fact that we couldn't really do that playing together, I was like, yeah, I have no interest. I have fucking, I have 2 characters unlocked plus the whatever 4 rotating ones they give you a free license for limited time. Like I want to be unlocking characters and whatnot, and we couldn't do that, and that was aggravating to me. That was 100% what was like pulling me out of the experience.
I'm only using Finn. I got Finn at level 21 right now. I have like not used any other character. I'm just at this point I don't even care, and I have money to unlock people. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'll save my money for more.
I mean, it's still installed on my Xbox.
Finn main.
I'm not saying I'm uninstalling it anytime soon, but I am definitely curious to see where this lands with us.
Hopefully, when the new season comes out, we can actually play together, and it's not a fucking shit show. We can't do 2v2. Something like that. We had to do free for all, didn't we?
We had to just keep doing custom battles, which is fine, but like
we had to do free for all.
Yeah, it wouldn't let us do 2v2 for some reason. I don't know. It's just like I want to have fun, goof around too, but also like you were making me spend my time to unlock characters. Give me that option.
Yeah, and there's a huge skill wall too, so I get like you don't want to dive in right away.
Like I understand if they want to gate certain unlockable stuff playing custom games, because I guess theoretically you could potentially set up game modes that would just let you farm stuff quickly. So I understand them wanting to stop that from happening. But like at the same time, give us some compromise here other than like I toasted Mike, so I got 10 coins. Like come on now.
Yo, I already got my achievement for 100 toasties.
Yeah, you were playing a lot of that game.
Todd's putting in work in this game.
Every time I turn on my Xbox, I look and he's playing Multiverses. I'm like, what is happening?
I'm playing it on PlayStation. I stream it on PlayStation all the time too. When I jump over to PlayStation.
What?
All the time. Because I just want to, in case I do something good, I want to like have it. So.
Todd's a bit. You can do that too with Xbox by just holding the share button. It will save 30 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know if there is one for a PlayStation though. I haven't even looked into it.
If there's like
there is, there should be.
There should be probably
on the PS4.
The select button. The select button on the PS5 is.
There was a share button, or like there was a capture button.
I miss stuff all the time. That's why I just Twitch stream it all the time, just so I can have it, just because I miss stuff. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot to capture that or whatever.
Anyways, welcome everyone to the Pass and Control podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we talk about multiverses too much. Either way, we have a new episode for you each and every week. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Friday evening is the anime senpai himself, Mr. Michael Desir. Mike, how are you doing this evening?
I hope that Multiverses becomes the Fortnite/Overwatch thing for us, where every week we talk about it for way too long.
I mean, if Todd keeps up with this, regardless of where the other three of us stand, Todd will talk about it every week until it inevitably.
I need to start playing it then. I need to play it so we have something to talk about.
I guess.
Like, yeah, I've been given so and so a shot. I'm like, wow, this is actually kind of cool. Now I really want to, watch more fucking the Batman, not the Batman.
I get fucked up by
movie.
Batman online.
There was a Batman cartoon that came out in the mid 2000s. The one where the Joker had like long, like Rastafarian hair. And he was voiced by, I want to say, Keith Michael Richardson. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Not Kramer. Opposite of Kramer, actually. Opposite of Kramer. Brenden, continue talking about things. I'm gonna look up real quick the Batman show I'm talking about.
I was gonna say something, and then you went off on a ridiculous tangent. I don't even know what I was saying now. But I guess I'll just finish with the intro. Also, rounding us out tonight is I almost called you the Disney daddy because I said rounding us out, the Fortnite father, Mr. Todd Gary. Todd, how are you doing tonight?
I'm just thinking about multiverses, That's it. That's all I'm thinking about. We should talk about it for the rest of the show.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's really alienate any listeners we got going on here.
Biggest episode you ever have, Multiverses Mania.
No, that's still going to be Splatoon.
Is that the beach episode?
It's one of them. That Splatoon episode is fucking crushing it. I guess we could talk about Splatoon today, too. I kind of forgot that a lot of things kind of happened between this episode and last episode. Splatoon wasn't on my docket initially, but we can add that into the mix if we feel like talking about whatchamacallit, Splatoon. Obviously, if you're watching live or if you're listening, I guess at this point you realize Dom is not here. Dom had some business to attend to, so we are rolling a 3-stack tonight. So hopefully our fucking healers, do their job, or else we're fucked. But yeah, a couple of housekeeping things before we get into tonight's episode. This episode, of course, is sponsored by our good friends at Goodnight Fatty. If you're in the Salem, Massachusetts area or the North Shore of Massachusetts on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening, you want yourself something hot, something sweet, something tasty, something fresh out of the oven, you can head on down to 1 Washington Square, get yourself a delicious fatty. And if you're unaware of what a fatty is, you can check them out on social media at Goodnight Fatty and at Good Morning Chubby. And let me tell you, you'll be happy you did. Other housekeeping things, the PTC Movie Club for July. No, we're in August. The PTC Movie Club for August is Mike's pick, and it is Booksmart. So if you would like to hear us talk about Booksmart, that'll be the last episode of the month. So you have until the end of August to watch that movie and listen to us chat about it at the end of August. And a couple of things popped up on our YouTube channel. We get the first hour playthrough of a small indie game called Voyage, the first part of my full playthrough of Shantae, and maybe that's it. I don't know. But we do have a few other things coming in down the pipeline that I can't fully mention just yet, but there'll be some other stuff coming out very soon that you can look forward to. But yeah, before we get into some of the other topics this evening, what have you guys been playing anything other than Multiverses in Fortnite?
I haven't played Fortnite
in a fortnight
since the last time we played Fortnite.
For real, I think
I don't want to give the satisfaction, but I think we did play Fortnite 2 weeks ago. So
no, we did not. Did we not play after the podcast last week? After Multiverses?
Maybe we did.
Oh, we did. Yes, that's the last time I played. Yeah,
did we play last week? I don't remember now.
I think Mike fell asleep while we were playing. And he was like,
Yeah, that totally sounds like.
No,
Oh wait, yeah, we did play, and Todd fucking
We
absolutely
did play,
disappeared.
Todd.
Todd vanished.
No, Liam woke up, and I fucking had to go deal with that
All
shit.
all I remember is the three of us were dead, and Todd was crouched in a bush, and he
The
came in
bush, yeah, I was
second
hoping to
place.
come back in time.
You came in second
Oh, shut
place.
up, really?
Yes, you
Yeah.
died in the storm. The storm killed you. The other
That's
team
so
didn't
funny.
even kill you.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
I remember saying it's gonna be hilarious for this team when they just win out of nowhere, and they're like, "What?" Yeah. I know, Todd, you've been playing Cult of the... Or go ahead, Mike.
No, I was gonna say I did buy Guilty Gear Strive, but I haven't really been playing it. Like I've turned it on,
Oh
trying
shit!
to figure out if I can play it. So far, I can't, so I've just given up.
What do you mean you can't? Like, you're just not good at it, or you like it doesn't work on your PC properly?
I'm just not good at it.
Okay.
Like I cannot perform. I cannot perform moves. Anything that requires me to do directional inputs and buttons.
What are
doesn't
you
work.
using for a controller?
So initially, what I was using, because I had plugged it in before, since it's been sitting in my drawer for so long time, was the Steam controller, because I've had it, in a drawer
Weird.
since it was for sale for like $5 years ago, as it died, and it wasn't working for me. Then I remembered, because I live like a fucking slob, that after I had bought my Xbox Series X
Mm-hmm.
and reversed things, that my Xbox One controller was sitting on my floor, so I just plugged that in. I've been using that, but I still cannot pull off. I mean, and this was like a problem I've had since forever. I know when I started trying Dragon Ball Fighters, I was trying to learn some characters and do their moves, and I could not consistently pull off anything that required a quarter circle, anything, or more complicated than that. I couldn't pull off consistently.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely muscle memory. It's definitely just repetition and practice that'll do it, and then finding the input that works best for you. Like, I know you and I had an extensive conversation earlier this week, and I've been kind of battling myself and doing a lot of research almost every night since the EVO top 8 finales about, like, do I want to buy a stick? I'm debating buying a Vuelix arcade cabinet from Japan. Like, I'm at the point of no return where the bare minimum buying a stick, potentially also.
See, I don't like a stick. I prefer a controller. It's kind of like the going from stick to from mouse to keyboard and trying that. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather just
So
stick with what I know.
So I mean, that's a bad comparison, because I think
I'm just saying, like, it's like something completely. Like, I get a stick. I think a stick's way easier, but I just mean it's like something that I'm so comfortable doing something that I've been doing for so long that I wouldn't even want to go back to something like that.
yeah, you hate
Like the
change.
Nintendo one I had.
You're no,
I'm a creature of habit.
I think when it comes to, so I was doing some reading on this, and then Mike and I were also talking about it, and then it was something that I realized while I was watching EVO. When it comes to fighting games, or I guess when it comes to PC, I think there is definitely a case to be made that, like, a mouse and keyboard is more accurate for first-person shooters. Like, I think that's just the facts. Like, can someone on a controller still hold their own and be really good? Absolutely, but, like, a mouse is just gonna be more accurate probably most of the time. I think that's just how it works. But when it comes to fighting games, and then this, like, is a little backed up. If you were watching EVO this past week, not all the pros play on a stick. Like, a lot of pros play on controller. So, like, I think when it comes to fighting games, it's really just about what you prefer to use. Yeah, it's like whatever you feel the most comfortable. I think if you were really gonna, like, try to dial into what the actual, like, most accurate thing to use is probably a hitbox and not even a stick, because I don't know, for those of you listening, or if you either, I think Mike knows what a hitbox is. I don't know if Todd does, but a hitbox is like a stick basically, but instead of a joystick, it has, like, buttons. So everything is buttons. But because of that's something you would have to learn how to use comfortably.
Yeah.
But I think if you were able to teach your hands how to use the stick part of that for buttons, you could probably pull off inputs accurately every time if you got that muscle memory, because, with a stick or on a controller, you have to like, do full circles, quarter circles, all these other types of things, and you can very easily mess that up. Where if you got that muscle memory down with just pressing buttons, you could probably hit those stick inputs accurately every time. Mike, does that make sense? Like, does that sound logical? Like that would be the case?
It makes sense.
So, again, I think
that's part of why I wanted like a stick per se, because like I feel like with my whole hand I can more consistently pull off what is considered a quarter circle turn or whatever it is I need to do.
That is 100% it for me. Is I know with a stick, like I am good with fighting games on a controller, and I do like playing fighting games on a controller. But I know for a fact with a stick, I would be more consistently accurate with like doing those types of inputs. But I will say, especially after playing Guilty Gear Strive this past week, because the PlayStation controller is symmetrical sticks and the Xbox controller is offset sticks, I've always hated the DualShock. I don't like sticks that are low on my fingers, or the left stick, I guess. Having to do inputs with the stick being that low, I was fucking it up constantly. Like, it would just not work. Like, most of the time to do my supers or special moves on Guilty Gear, I was using the D-pad because that was what higher up on my hand, and it was terrible. I need to buy a stick, like, immediately.
You know what? I don't like the DualSense. I don't like the PlayStation controller for any fighting games.
It's bad.
I fucking really like the PlayStation controller for everything else. Like, I actually think it's almost more comfy than the Xbox controller. I love the way it feels, this new one.
Crazy.
But for fighting games, I think it's trash. I think it's trash for fighting games.
You can say whatever you want about all these controllers out there, and like if you're a console fanboy, you're fucking, what are you doing? But I don't know. The Xbox controller is like, it feels the best in my hand. The Switch Pro controller also has really good feel to it. It feels like it fits like ergonomically in my hand. The DualShock 4 is terrible. I think the DualSense is better, but it's still like, it still doesn't feel as comfortable to me as an Xbox controller. Like, an Xbox controller feels good in my hand. Something about the shape of this, it feels like I am holding something that is like not fully in my hand comfortably. And I'm also very at odds with the haptic, like, special fucking triggers and shit on the PlayStation controller.
Triggers, I want to try the triggers. The triggers is what I want to try.
They are interesting, and in some games, I think it adds a weird layer of like additional. I don't even want to say immersion, because I don't think that's the right word. At least not for me. It brings a different type of thing to the equation, but like, when you're doing something and it's repetitive and it has that force back to you, I'm kind of like, all right, I'm done with this like pushback on my finger. Like, it's not giving me any sort of immersion. It's like, it's just aggravating me that it's there.
Yeah, I think one of the worst experiences I've had with it is Ratchet and Clank, the new game. I just hated dealing with it. It felt like I was like fighting against my controller. I know other people agree, felt the same way, but I thought for Returnal, it's great. That, like, the haptics are really cool with that. Other than that, I don't really give a fuck about the haptics at all. Like, I don't really even notice them.
Like, it's a cool feature, and I like that they're trying to, like, evolve controllers, because I would argue for a while controllers were pretty, but aside Nintendo doing motion stuff, I feel like for the most part, like, PlayStation does the touch stuff, and I think that's also pointless and useless, and no one utilizes it.
I haven't used it yet. And what's the feature called exactly? I know it has a name. It doesn't have a name.
Is it like 3D? No, HD Rumble is Switch. What is this called?
HD Rumble Switch.
It's just funny because like Astrobot, like, that came with the PS5, has all these cool little gimmicks.
Astrobot uses it well, but it also was kind of annoying at some points.
No other game does that. Like, no other game even uses that controller any way like that. Like, there's not a single thing I can think of.
I don't know. The PlayStation website
Stray has some sort of thing with
but it's not like
things.
It was like pressing down and it pushes back a little bit.
It's cool. Yeah, that's. I did that for like 5 minutes straight. I'm like, oh yeah.
The PlayStation website says the DualSense wireless controller for PS5 offers immersive haptic feedback, dynamic adaptive triggers, and other things. So adaptive triggers.
I thought it had a
like a
catchphrase,
trademarked fucking name. Yeah,
You
I
know,
think
like have
maybe
to
I think
sort
you
of like the HD rumble.
I think you're thinking of the audio on the headphones.
Maybe.
I think those have like
But
a
anyway,
trademarked name.
what I was getting at is I haven't used it, so I can't speak to its quality. But I feel like between that and Nintendo's HD Rumble, and maybe if let's just say as a overall term, motion tracking for certain things, I feel like collectively, if they were all in the same controller, and then maybe in in uh in union with maybe like a VR headset, it would make like a really good controller to use for real immersion. I don't know exactly, but I feel like
Maybe
we're stepping towards that, so that maybe not next generation, but maybe the generation after that or the generation after that, we would have like a really immersive feel for certain controllers in whatever environment, ideally VR, but maybe something
I
else.
don't think Rumble is that. I don't know. At least for me, maybe I'm in the minority. At this point, for probably at least the last few years, if there's an option to, I turn Rumble off in almost every game.
Well,
That's
Rumble is
insanity. That's insane.
listen, Rumble isn't
That-
good, but I remember at least briefly when you got the Switch and we were playing 1-2 Switch. There were some things where it's like, oh yeah, you know what, this is actually pretty. I feel like this is pretty accurate. Like, oh yeah,
one
this
two
is, like,
Switch's
a
use of
control.
HD Rumble is impressive.
Are you talking only?
No game does that outside of that, really.
No game does it, and it's not that it's weird. I can see like this is kind of like a really niche thing. Like I would have to go out of my way to make a use for
I think
programming this.
I think with that specifically, it could be utilized for games that are made with motion controls in mind, but I feel like everyone has abandoned motion controls on the Switch, so it's just not a thing anyone is developing anything for.
Yeah.
I think that's the reality of that specific thing. The Switch is Rumble.
Wait, can we go back for a second? Did you say you don't you turn off the vibrating stuff?
Yeah. What's the
games?
point? What is the point?
Oh, because it's just like I need to
There's
feel
no
that
point.
when I'm shooting a gun. Oh my god, no! Like I have to. Like when my
Oh, yeah.
controller is like
Nah.
dying when we're playing. If I'm playing Overwatch and all of a sudden it goes from the rumble to me having Diva's guns to nothing, don't even know what to do. I feel so lost. I feel like I'm completely pulled out of the game.
I mean, I
without
probably
that.
still have it on Overwatch, but like there are
Yeah.
certain things like right now I still have it turned on in Soul Hackers, and actually I need to remember after this I need to turn it off because I just don't need it there. And on the Switch, I almost primarily turn it off, and partially that's because, and I think it might be of HD Rumble, I play Switch handheld a lot. And sometimes when I'm in bed, that shit is so fucking loud. Like it's not even that it's like
I think
in my
mic turned
hands.
off on
It
Switch,
it just
not even knowing
makes
it. I didn't know it
noise,
had
and I'm
rumble.
trying to play video games late at night at like 3:00 in the morning. I'm not trying to wake fucking Jen up with fucking because it's just super loud.
Okay, that makes sense. So like I mentioned before probably that I spent a stupid amount of money on that fucking Fusion whatever controller for the Switch that has like the back paddles and all that stuff and removable
Yeah.
faceplate. That controller, despite being $100 or whatever, it does not have rumble. So it's very weird to
What?
play games. I'm expecting things to rumble and it doesn't rumble.
Why would it not have rumble? At this point, I don't like. I feel like rumble's been.
I think because it was already so expensive, maybe that was the one cost cutting measure they just decided to go with.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think Rumble can work in certain games, and I don't turn it off in every scenario. Like I'm trying to think.
It's any gun. I need it in any gun game, and which is 90% of the stuff I play.
See,
Like,
that's the
other shit,
thing
I
is,
don't
I
care.
just don't think I need it. I just don't.
Even when the few times we play Smash or whatever, and I try breaking that out, thinking that's to make me play better, it doesn't. I'm just not good at video games. I'm okay with that.
No.
And
You're
when I
good at
play and I
multiverses.
don't have any sort of feedback in my controller when collisions happen, I feel like something is wrong.
Yeah.
Listen, free
get
yourself
that.
from the shackles of Rumble. Some games use Rumble well, and like Todd said, like yeah, a game like a shooting, like a FPS where like you're getting that specific feedback, that's a little bit different. I think for me it might be more of like a game like Soul Hackers, anytime it is rumbling, I don't like, that is not improving my experience in any way. Like, that's not giving me anything additional. If I'm like, specifically when I pull a trigger, it gives me a vibration, I understand that that is like a maybe potentially more immersive or a better feeling. But like, I don't know, a lot of single player games, I guess, don't. I don't know. And now I am curious. I'm going to go through and I'm going to pay attention to what games I actually turn Rumble off in. I just feel like as of lately, I do turn Rumble off often because I just don't care or want that feedback. But anyways, Todd, have you been playing Cult of the Lamb? How are you feeling about that?
I actually love the game, but I did have a game-breaking glitch that killed about 5 hours into my game.
Oof.
Yeah, so like it's like it goes between like Animal Crossing style stuff and then going into the whole roguelite play, but like the roguelite stuff's like 10-minute missions basically, you know. So it's, but my game-breaking glitch was that I could no longer go to the roguelites part. The wall was just would not come down. It was just stayed up. Then I Googled it and it was like, yeah, this is an issue. I'm like, motherfucker. And then I Googled it. There was like so many other issues. I just restarted the game and I really, really fucking like the game. I like the aesthetics. I like the everything about it just looks cool, the animation and everything. But I'm so nervous because I feel like I was burned by a game like this before where like I forget what game it was, but I bought it early and then everything shit the bed and then I had to start over again. What game is it? Oh, that happened to me in fucking Ghost of Tsushima. Like I played like
really?
6 hours and then like, yeah, like I was so mad.
It happened to you
yeah,
with
like,
Discrim too. You got like hard locked in Discrim for a while.
oh yeah, I did. Yep, yeah. So like I'm gonna play it again, but if it quits on me again, I really like this game. Like I really want to play it more, and I'll be so mad if it's like. But like I said, I think I sent you that link to the. I think it was like Devolver posted it, and like
Yeah.
every like the top 30 comments were like, "Hey, I've had this great." It was like 7 breaking glitches on it. But when the game's working great, the game's fucking awesome. Like I feel like most people would like this game.
Yeah, it's on my list. I'm looking forward to it. But my plate is a little full right now, which I guess I can get into. So I just finished a game called Voyage, which is a very short, very concise little. The developer calls it a cinematic platformer, and I think that's like a very good description of what this game is, because from a gameplay perspective, like you are solving puzzles, and I would argue that for the most part the puzzles are not that challenging. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like if you were going into this game expecting a certain thing, this would not potentially deliver that to you. But like I went into this knowing what it was to a degree, so I was excited to kind of experience this, very pleasing art style, very good music, like fantastic music, and I walked away really enjoying the game. I mean, it's a game that I think is hard to, like, I put up an hour-long playthrough of the first hour of the game, so if you are curious about the game but don't want to spend money on it, I would check out that video. Or I also put up a brief review on our website, so if you are curious about my deeper thoughts, you can go over there at passthecontroller.io, and you can read that or watch that, and that'll give you a good feel for what this game is. Because I feel weird recommending the game if you don't know what the game is. But the art style is gorgeous. The music is very, very good. And I didn't play it co-op. It is a co-op game that you can play with another person. I think if you were playing it with the right person, like if I played this with Jen, I think Jen would really like the game. And I think maybe I'd like it even more because it's really just not heavy gameplay. It is just a 2D plane solving very, for the most part, easy puzzles. And you're kind of just like, there's no dialogue, there's no text, but there is a story happening. But it's like you can try to interpret the story or just play through the game. It doesn't, like, it's really however you want to digest it. And I don't know, I enjoyed it. Like, it's a fun little experience. I still am thinking about the music and the art style. It's hand painted. The soundtrack is by the same person that did music for Snipper Clips and a few other games that have really good music. And it's just a nice little bite-sized thing. Like it's a nice piece of art.
Is it on Xbox right now, or is it?
It's on Xbox. It came out today. I finished it a few days ago. It came out today. It's available, I think, on everything: PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC.
I like games like this. I like games that I can like just veg out and like kind of not have to. It's just like pretty, and like you said with the music. Because what's that? There was what game did I fucking play like this? That guitar game where you play like Bob Dylan. I forget what it's called. It's
Artful
on Game
Escape.
Pass, so
Artful Escape.
Yes, yeah. It's something like that where the gameplay is so minimal. It's just like you're not really doing much of anything. It's more pretty and like the music's cool and stuff like that.
Like if you're looking for that type of experience, I would look into it. I think it's something that can deliver if that's what you're looking for. Like again, if you're looking for like the next best puzzle game, this is not that. If you're looking for like the next, indie platformer, also not that. This is like a very specific experience, and I think if that's the type of thing you like to check out, then I think you might enjoy it. It's also, I'm assuming the achievements are the same as the trophies. I don't know if they are, but as I played it on Xbox, but it was, I believe, an unmissable 1,000 gamer score. So like if you care about that stuff, it's a pretty easy platinum if you're on PlayStation, and it was a pretty easy 1,000 gamer score on Xbox. So I think it can appeal to that crowd as well. I think I ultimately finished the game in about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours max. It's not a long game. If you want to dig into the story more, you can probably replay it a little bit more and try to like figure out what's going on. But my takeaway from it was I enjoyed this game for what it was. I enjoyed thinking about the story, but not thinking too hard about it, and kind of just letting it exist for what this game was. And I look at this as more of a piece of art than really anything else, and I enjoyed my time with it. So check that out, or check out the stuff that I did on it if you want to read more or watch more about that game. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk a little more about was, I've kind of alluded to it earlier in the episode, but I am playing Soul Hackers 2. So I haven't finished the game yet, but I can only talk about specific things at this moment. We can't really go too deep into what the game is or certain story beats or whatever. So I'll just kind of talk a little more broadly about the game. And as we get closer to the game coming out, there will be more stuff from me, probably a written review, definitely another podcast about it. I think I'm putting together a spoiler cast review cast. I have a couple people ready to go on that, so there'll definitely be some more stuff. I'll have some YouTube videos up about the game as well if you want to check out the game in motion. But what I will say is this, because I think my opinion on it might end up being useful for some people, because I did not play Soul Hackers 1. I've played plenty of JRPGs. I like Persona 5 a lot. I started playing Persona 3. Eventually I'll play Persona 4. I like Atlas games. I've played other non-RPG Atlas games. If you're looking for Soul Hackers 2 to be Persona, I think you need to reevaluate what you want out of this game, because it is definitely not Persona. I was thinking, well, I'm still early and there's still only certain things I can talk about, but I'll say this. I am enjoying my time with the game so far. I have some, not negatives, but I have some critiques about the game, but they're mostly minimal at this point. They're not like big things. It's just mostly like, oh, I kind of don't love how close the camera is to Ringo, like while you're moving around in the overworld. Like I think it's like not a good camera placement. It's like too close to the character. But that's like just my personal take. It's not like a big to do. But when I was thinking about this in relation to Persona 5 so far, I was thinking about how, like, okay, Persona 5 / Royal, Yakuza Like a Dragon, Dragon Quest 11. I would argue that those 3 games are like genre-defining JRPGs that have come out in the last few years.
I don't get the fucking Dragon's Quest. I played a good chunk of it too. I don't get it.
How far did you get in Dragon Quest?
I don't know. I played like 8-10 hours.
You played that much of it? I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Where did you get in the story of that game?
It's been a while. I don't fucking know. To be honest with you, I honestly have no idea.
What did you played it on
Honestly, I don't.
Xbox?
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
I know it's on Game Pass. That's why I was curious. There's no way. There's no way that you.
I mean, I think it's fair to say that Todd doesn't like JRPGs.
No,
which
he
is
definitely
fine.
doesn't.
It's just like
No, I think
He loves
Octopath
Octopath
Traveler.
Traveler. Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, like I fucking no, but like yeah, but I love
Okay.
I want more games like
Okay.
that. I want to actually. I'll probably try Triangle Strategy if I can get it on sale at some point because I do like that style.
That's
and
more
like
tactical,
the art
though.
Style of it. Yeah, and that's fine
Yeah.
though because I actually
You-
really liked Fire Emblem, but I just didn't like the school part. So like
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
the
you might like
tactical
you
part
might
of
like
it,
that
but
then. You should also look into Diofield Chronicles. That's coming out I think later this year. And then I think you would like Live Alive a lot. You should probably pick that up at some point.
I probably would like that too. That looks pretty cool too. It's
Yeah.
I want stuff on like Xbox or PlayStation. Like I hate to like shit on Switch, but just give me Switch stuff on Switch at this point.
I mean, Live Alive is a Switch exclusive.
I know I hate that though.
It's a good game. It's perfect handheld. It's a perfect handheld game.
No, listen, I'm sure it's great, but yeah, like Monster Hunter, I fucking love, but like that thing chugs on the Switch and it doesn't look great.
I don't think that game chugs on the Switch. It might not look like the best, but I don't think it chugs.
It doesn't. It could run so much better, I guess, is basically what I'm trying to. Like, I would love for it to be on like, just give me that game on fucking Xbox or a PlayStation. Let me play it on something else that like, is.
Buy a PC if you really want to fucking.
I know. I haven't never even looked at what it looks like on PC. I'm actually
Yeah.
kind of curious on that.
Yeah, I don't know. But as far as I am in the game, to bring it back to Soul Hackers, I don't think that it is necessarily like I've seen some of the previews coverage that's out there now, and I haven't read it because especially when I'm covering a game, I try not to really read other people's opinions until after I've done my stuff because I don't want to be influenced by their opinion or, I want to have my own thoughts and try to keep them my own thoughts as much as possible and kind of interpret it and ingest it my own way for as much of that as I can. Obviously, I have a few friends that are also playing the game right now, and we will talk about the game, I'm sure. So Cam in the chat says he wouldn't put Like a Dragon in that group, which I respectfully disagree. But yeah. So with Soul Hackers 2, what I'll say is I'm enjoying it. Some of my holdups at this point are, I feel like, as I had said, if you were looking for Persona, you might want to reevaluate what you're looking for in this game, because I don't think if you're looking for the same type, like Persona 5 does a lot of things going on, and I feel like so far, for me at least, Soul Hackers 2 is a little bit more streamlined. I don't necessarily know if I would say it is smaller, but it feels like it has a more linear progression path as far as the main story and like building your sort of party and relationships with the characters that you get. I think that it has a lot of the similar aspects to the combat system that you would expect from an Atlas game, or specifically if you played Persona 5, with some changes and some differences, because I think all of the Atlas RPGs have their sort of particular way of handling the combat system, but have like overlapping, types of systems and use of enemies and use of battle mechanics and stuff. But I'm really liking it. I was streaming a little bit of it privately for Mike, because we cannot stream that game yet. And Mike was saying already, just from the brief that he watched, you were kind of digging the vibe of the game, Mike, right? Like the setting and kind of tone.
It seemed cool. Like the area you're in, I don't know if it was very unique in the sense that, I kind of liked the different themes of the palaces in Persona 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked the general vibe of it in a broader sense.
Yeah.
I guess I would say.
Yeah. So it's
I've got a type.
Yeah. It's tough for me to fully critique they're not palaces in Soul Hackers 2. They're I don't know what I can call them. I'll just call them dungeons.
Spoilers.
So I'll just call them dungeons for now. But I feel like at least I'm probably about 5 hours into the game at this point, and I think that the dungeon design and I also kind of hate that I'm doing this comparing to Persona so much because they're not that, but I feel like that might make it more kind of digestible for people listening who know Persona. Is that the dungeon design in Persona felt very deliberate because the palaces were tied to story beats. And not that the dungeons in this game, in Soul Hackers 2, aren't tied to story beats, but at least so far in the game, they don't feel as thematic. Whereas Personas were like, you're in Kamoshida's palace, so it's like the school, but it's a castle. You know what I mean? Like, it was like a very deliberate setting for each person's.
That's what I liked. That's what I liked with Persona, is that each one was like, and granted, a lot of them were kind of, they were stretches, kind of contrived. Like, oh yeah, this is like it's like gambling, so it's a casino. Don't get me wrong, it was fun. I get it, but the explanation for it was kind of a reach.
Yeah.
But I still liked it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in the same boat with you there.
Although Palace 5 was kind of a mess, even with that. Like, even giving it that, like, okay, a space station? Like, what's going on here? Don't fucking...
Was Palace 5 Haru?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. That was...
Like, oh, I treat my workers like robots, so I guess we're in a space station. And
yeah, I don't know. I mean,
like, that's there's a bunch of things wrong with that palace.
Unless the reach was like a Bezos type, like super rich, I can fucking fly to the moon type person.
Like now that I'm thinking about it, like the basis was like, oh, I always liked this. I don't know, it was like a space station toy when I was a kid. It doesn't matter. I guess I have to play Persona 5 again.
Hell yeah, it's coming to Game Pass in October, I think, right? October? I think so.
Yeah, but I've said before, like, I played Persona, let's say 3 times, maybe 4, and realistically, I played Persona 1 once, and, I mean, Persona 5 once, and then Persona 5 Royal once.
Yeah.
And I only played Persona 5 Royal because I was able to like really rush through all of that game.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I'll say right at this point, Mike. If you're,
how quick can you rush through that game? Because it's pretty trash story.
I rushed through. I rushed through it because number one, I knew what I had to do, and number two, because I played Persona 5 originally, I was given a bunch of like high level Persona that I could use to like really rush through early parts of the game because I was over leveled with those characters.
Todd, I think if you were to play Persona 5 Royal and not try to do everything, you could probably, on like the super aggressive end, maybe finish the game in 60 hours.
Get that fucking trash out of here. So
you could probably pull off the Persona, like you could play Persona 5 Royal and easily pull off the Persona 5 original ending in that game pretty easily.
Like less than 60?
I don't know about less than 60, but like I think it is what, like an 80, 90 hour game. Yeah, he could probably
I can't cut it.
He could probably get to that ending. It's definitely like quicker than getting the Persona 5 Royal ending.
Yeah.
I don't think you get the Royal ending that much.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. Persona 5 Royal for me is like one of my favorite games of all time. I love that game. I think it's unfair to continue to like talk about Soul Hackers 2 and continue to bring up Persona 5 because I don't think there are two games. I think there are two games that are not trying to do the same thing. I get that they're both Atlas games, and I get that I'm the one that keeps doing this because I'm the one playing it. But I also like I think it's an interesting perspective for someone like me who didn't play the first Soul Hackers to be able to kind of critique and talk about this game as I'm playing it with my specific experience, which is I've played Persona 5 and 5 Royal. I'm like a third of the way through Persona 3. I've played plenty of other, JRPGs. My hope with Soul Hackers 2 is that it continues to pull me along and keep me invested, because as of right now, I'm invested in enjoying the game. But I think the ultimate takeaway from me, which is where I hope I land at the end of the game when my full review is also available, is that it is a game that is good, but it's also a game that is good for somebody who didn't play the first game, because I believe the first game is like 25 years old. I think it's a 90s game, and then I think it got remade for the DS or 3DS, and now we have a sequel to that game. I want to avoid spoiling anything for myself in Soul Hackers 2, so I'm refusing to look up the plot of Soul Hackers 1.
Right now.
I'm refusing to look at the plot of Soul Hackers 1 to see if this is how closely aligned this story is with the first game, if it's similar characters or the same characters or whatever. I have no idea about any of that information. And I think with that in mind, I think the beginning of the game so far does a good job of kind of speaking for itself, and I don't feel like I'm lost. Like, I don't feel like there is lore or concepts or story structure that I'm missing. I feel like the game is doing a good job of explaining to me what is going on. Are there Easter eggs or other things maybe I would know if I played the first game? Probably, potentially, but I don't feel like the game is leaving me out, which I think is important, especially seeing as how this game is, coming out 25 or so years later. But I think ultimately where I'm at right now is I'm just really looking forward to getting further in the story to see kind of where things are unfolding, as I feel like the beginning part of the game, without really revealing anything about the story itself, it doesn't feel rushed, but it feels like it kind of starts you off and kind of gets you into the mix of things very quickly, both narratively and with your party members, to the point where I feel like it forces these characters together in a way where I feel like maybe if they took a little bit longer to establish these connections with the people, I might care a little bit more about their motivations or what they're trying to accomplish. But with the progress I've made in the game, I'm hopeful that there will be more of a reason for me to care about these characters and pull me into their stories and make it make sense that these characters are together. But yeah, I'm excited to continue to play more. I'm looking forward to playing through the rest of this game and talking about it on the podcast when we have that cast on for that show, and looking forward to writing my review on my thoughts on it when I'm done. But I think that's all I can really say at this point about Soul Hackers. I think if it's a game you're interested in because you like JRPGs, I think you should keep it on your radar. I think if it's a game you're interested in because you liked Persona 5, I think you should understand that this game is not like Persona 5 in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways it is similar, but it's more of on I think baseline concepts and gameplay. Just do your research. When the game comes out, when you get closer to the game coming out, there will be more stuff available for you to watch and read and stuff. I think you should spend your time looking into that if you're on the fence about it. Because yeah, I think it is potentially going to be a good game this year. But at the point I'm at in the game, I would be shocked if this game was knocked me off my feet and I was like, wow, this is my game of the year. I think it could still be a game that I love and adore. I just don't think it's going to be this 10 out of 10, masterpiece. Things can change. I'm sure I have plenty of hours to go in this game. But at this point, I don't think that it's going to be some genre-defining must-play experience. But I think if you like JRPGs, there's a lot here for you. With that being said, I kind of want to talk about EVO a little bit, but we are getting close to an hour, so I feel like we should probably just hit up what's in the box and call it a night.
Yeah, whatever.
So, the one thing I'll say about EVO, besides the fact that it seemingly fucking got everyone ready to play fighting games again, which is getting me real excited. Mike's fucking bought Guilty Gear. Fucking everyone's playing Guilty Gear.
Oh, that hype will die in a couple weeks until Street Fighter comes out.
Okay, multiverses.
That hype will die, but multiverses will be forever.
I said Street Fighter, not multiverses.
Shit. Kind of, but I feel like, all right, yeah. Let's do it. Let's rock it out. We're gonna get a live field correspondence from EVO right now. Because Cam was at EVO, so he's gonna pop in and give his EVO thoughts. Shit, this means Cam's gonna sneak in and fucking get some what's in the box questions.
Take some points.
It's gonna fuck up all the cameras probably.
Yeah, it's fine.
You don't have to come on camera if you don't want to, Cam.
I'll come on camera.
All
It's
right.
all good.
Live.
Make a fifth window for Cam, and we'll leave Ben Affleck Dom.
Why is this not working? Oh, it's because I didn't turn my camera on.
Fucking live and in the mix. Cam just said, "I'm dropping hot. Pull me in, coach. Sub me in."
I mean, like, you're talking about EVO. I was like, I was there. I can talk about the actual event itself.
Hell yeah! So like, hit us with the knowledge. I mean, Cam. Well, first of all, I mean, if you don't know who Cam is at this point, like, what the fuck are you doing? If you know who we are but don't know who Cam is, I mean, let's just fucking call it what it is. How are you doing, Cam?
Good. I just got home from work. I just had some Wingstop. I'm thriving. You know, I'm thriving.
Hell yeah! Love to see it. So you were at the event. You were at EVO.
Yeah, it was kind of like a last second decision. I was, because I, like, for those that don't know, I live up in Reno, so like EVO taking place in Vegas, which is also where, like, I grew up. So it was just one of those things. It was just it's been a minute since I've been to EVO. I went to EVO back. I want to say 2015 was like the first EVO I went to, and the last EVO I went to, and that was before they like changed venues for it. It used to be at the Las Vegas Convention Center, I believe, and then it ended up they ended up moving it to the Mandalay Bay a few years ago. I want to say like 2018, and since that, so I wanted to go because a bunch of people in the industry were going, and like, again, it was just a short trip. And I just haven't gone since they did the venue change. I wanted to see if it's any different, and also just with PlayStation buying, Sony buying EVO now, and like all that stuff. I was just very curious to see like kind of how the event would turn out in person, and it was great. It was a lot better than what it used to be. It's bigger. It's there's actual like. At old EVO you would have like the vendors, and you would have like people, the companies that would help like customize your fighting stick and stuff like that. But I felt like it felt more like a convention this time around than a fighting game, just like the fighting game tournament stuff. And yeah, it was a really nice space. They enforced masks, which was great. And you being vaccinated as well, which was awesome.
Yeah, that's huge.
And yeah, it was cool. They were able to. I think the event ran rather smoothly. I know on the second day when they were doing the top 8s for that bottom half of the 9 games on the main list, they were really behind. They were really behind that day. They were like, I want to say like 2 hours behind. So by the time Dragon Ball Fighters was done, it was like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
When it was supposed to end before midnight. It was still like a lot of fun, and again, like I'm at a point now, like the event was impressed me enough where moving forward I plan on going to EVO every year.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm down. If the world wasn't the way it was right now, I would have been there, because EVO is like top of my list for one of the things I want to do. We were supposed to go in 2020, and then obviously no.
Yeah, and I just went as a spectator, right? But like next year, Street Fighter 6 coming out.
Yeah, that's gonna be fucking crazy.
But yeah, and then like in the last day, the tickets are kind of different. They have like an arena, and you can you buy a ticket, and that's where they do the top 4 games. So it was King of Fighters, Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, and then Guilty Gear Strive. And originally I wasn't going to go to that. The tickets were like $80, but I had a buddy that was able to get me in for free, and I was like, let's go.
Hell yeah.
So I got in for free, and it was a really good time. Like, even going with a bunch of friends and watching those games, and like, man, especially like IDOM's loser run in Street Fighter V was, dude,
That
being there live
I
for
can't
that
even
was,
imagine.
it was so hype, dude. It was so hype.
Like that right there was like up there for me, if not better than when Samsora went up against MKLeo. Like that was.
Why weren't you there with me for that?
What do you mean?
Were you there? Why didn't you go to Shine with me? I was going through my closet. I bought like a Shine jersey, Shine 2012, maybe 19.
I don't remember. But wait, that when Samsora went through losers to fight MKLeo in the finals, wasn't that at CEO or something else?
I remember being at
Maybe it was at Shine. I don't know.
Shine, and I remember I think I was there when Samsora won there.
Didn't he have to go? Didn't Samsora go through losers to get to MKLeo in finals?
Someone had to go through losers to fight in that last battle. I don't remember who it was. It might have been MKLeo. It might have been Samsora. I don't remember who.
Honestly,
It's
like
weird that I don't remember that.
if you want to watch a crazy, like in my opinion, the craziest losers run I've ever seen in any fighting game, like it's on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube. Watch the top 8, or watch the top 8 for Street Fighter 4 in 2015.
Like better than IDOM, because that IDOM run, like I was fucking edge of my seat the whole night. Like I had my phone on. Like I was. Oh.
I won't say exactly what happens because I think that is a part of the experience. But people were crying at the end of it.
Wow.
People were legitimately crying.
Wow. Yeah, I get some weekend viewing now. I get something to watch.
Yeah, commentators were crying. Like it was very emotional. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. But also, you're gonna watch competitive Street Fighter 4, which is way better than competitive Street Fighter 5. So
yeah, I mean, you're not wrong there. Street Fighter 4, the Street Fighter 4 compared to Street Fighter 5. I was gonna say Street Fighter 4 the GOAT, but I'll bite my tongue there. But Street Fighter 4 is absolutely better than Street Fighter 5.
Oh yeah, 100%. So yeah, it was great. I'm trying to think about what else was
What was the best? Like, what was the best event that you sat in at? Was it Street Fighter 5 finals?
I mean, it was the arena as a whole was really, really cool.
Yeah.
I hung out with Michael, Hyam from Fanbyte.
Friend of the show. We love Michael.
He wanted to watch the top 8 for Melty Blood. And I was just like,
you guys were on the stream multiple times.
We were on the stream. I felt like a little bit bad because I had my "Fuck Racism, No More Heroes 3" shirt on.
Nah, fuck that.
But also
fuck racism.
Like, no, for sure. But I was also just like, oh man, like EVO's gonna want to use this probably as promotional material later, and it's just like some dude wearing "Fuck Racism." It was just it was just one of those things. Like I had no regrets wearing that shirt.
Yeah,
I wore it for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that was funny. But that was really Melty Blood was really fun because the guy who ended up getting second, his teammates were right next to us.
Oh wow!
So they were popping off for him like all the time, and he almost ran it. I think he reset the bracket. He reset the bracket, so it was up to that last set, and I'm pretty sure it was up to the last game, and he almost won. But his teammates were just like going off. Like one of them was dressed as Spider-Man for some reason. It was great. It was awesome. And then yeah, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Fighters was great because there was just like such a huge crowd watching for that. And then like when someone played a Cell, everyone did like his yell and stuff like that in the beginning. And yeah, it was great. It really felt like a lot of people were just missed EVO.
Oh yeah,
missed being around the fighting game community. There was just like a lot of love. I never saw there was nothing that I saw that felt like ugly or like, oh, this is a bad look. Why did this person do that? Like it was all good vibes.
Yeah,
and I just feel like especially in 2022, like it's rare for that to happen. It's rare for you to like, even with like PAX East, right? We had a great time in PAX East, but then like someone died of COVID. I was just
Yeah.
like, or enforcer died, and I was like, oh, that sucks. And then like, I got COVID for the first time, and like some other people got COVID, and that's like, that's a risk, obviously, but like there were some things that kind of came out negatively about that.
Yeah.
And like, and everything that's happening with TwitchCon already, like, I mean, granted, they finally like, fixed it today, but who knows like how that end result is going to be with them actually enforcing that
Yeah.
rule,
Mhm.
at that point. So,
I will
but yeah,
say, oh,
Evo
go ahead.
just ran really flawlessly,
Yeah.
I think.
I will say, like, compared to other big competitive scenes, like, a lot of those other big competitive communities, it's like that game is the community and it's big enough and like functions and like does what it does. Whereas like fighting games is like a community of a bunch of games. And I feel like that's such a unique and beautiful thing where it's like, you watch the Overwatch League. It's like, it's just about Overwatch, which is fine. You watch, competitive Call of Duty, or you watch Dota or something, or League. It's like all those things exist by themselves and have their big audience and all that stuff, where I feel like fighting games come together in this very unique, beautiful way. And we haven't had that in a few years. And obviously for me personally, like, it's kind of sad that Smash is involved because I love Smash. But like not only to see like all of these games back up on the stage with like good competitors and just a good vibe around the event, but like, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of these fighting games are in really healthy places right now. Like Tekken is fucking thriving. Like Guilty Gear is doing very well. Like some of these smaller games are getting more buzz. Like Dragon Ball Fighters is doing well. Like all these communities are doing seemingly very well, and it's just exciting to see. And like, we get the tease for Tekken 8.
Yeah.
Obviously Street Fighter 6 is around the corner. Like, it's just, fighting games are in such a really good, I don't even want to say renaissance because they've never gone anywhere, but I feel like fighting games are like so close on that precipice of like pushing over into more mainstream, where I feel like other big communities have already done that.
I think I kind of would like label it a renaissance in the sense of like, I think that there are certain games that are in a very healthy place, right? Like,
yeah.
And I don't think like, obviously like Street Fighter V was not what Street Fighter fans wanted it to be, but it's not in any way a bad game.
Yeah.
It's still a plenty good game. Like the competitive scene is healthy. It's just, it wasn't Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
And definitely not Third Strike before that. So like, back when Street Fighter 4 was thriving, it was thriving, but like,
it was like the only game really.
But Tekken really wasn't, right?
Yeah.
Tekken 7 wasn't out yet.
Mm-hmm.
And Tekken 6 really wasn't it, But then before that, Tekken 5 was thriving, but Street Fighter 4 wasn't really out yet. And like, that kind of thing where there's always something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Tekken is still thriving. I mean, I personally think that we need to hurry up and get to 8 because 7's been out for so long.
I know.
But 8, so that's the thing. We're getting Street Fighter 6 finally, thank God. And Guilty Gear Strive is great because from what I've heard, like previous Guilty Gears had a lot of like legacy skills being transferred over, like where it's just basically like, the same character doing the same things. There's not a whole lot new outside of the characters that they bring in, but a lot of but Strive was like a real legitimate reset of like new characters and like new stuff.
Yeah.
Which is great. And then we have other things that Dragon Ball got rollback netcode is great. Melty Blood is a thing again, which is great. And there
King of Fighters is thriving too. Like, it's smaller compared to the rest of those, but like King of Fighters is got another battle pass or a fighter pass on the way. Like fucking Fatal Fury / Garu game is greenlit to fucking rock. Like, I think what the fighting game community
I don't know
has.
Who the fuck's playing these games? Because I feel like I don't know anyone who plays any of these fucking games.
I mean, there's plenty of people that play them. You just don't. You're not playing with. You're not hanging around with fighting game. You're playing. You're in the multiverses community, Todd. Well, this is what I'll say to kind of go back to what you said, Cam. I feel like we have been at points where, like, I mean, Street Fighter has always kind of been the top dog, and like we've been at points where like Street Fighter 4 is super hot, but like before Street Fighter 4, there's a pretty big gap between 3 and 4. And then 5 didn't really hit the highs that they were hoping it would with a lot of people, myself included. But we're at the stage now where like we're past the point of it's kind of one fighting game carrying the movement, carrying that point in time. It's like all of these communities have arguably, maybe aside from Street Fighter, the best game in the genre. Like they have, or the best game in the franchise. Like Tekken 7 is fantastic. People love Mortal Kombat 11. I personally hate Mortal Kombat because I'm bad at that game. But like people love Mortal Kombat 11. People are loving King of Fighters 15. 14? 15. People are loving Tekken 7. I mean, all of these games are kind of hitting their high points. Guilty Gear Strive, people love that fucking game. Dragon Ball FighterZ. Like if we continue this momentum, if Street Fighter 6 is as good as it looks, if thoughts?
It's fucking great.
Hell fucking yes.
It's really good. It honestly reminds me of it feels like Street Fighter 4, but it does add like some elements to Street Fighter 5. Like no V trigger or anything like that, thank God.
Yeah, I don't like V triggers either.
But they do have like a kind of like the absorb, hit, punch, parry type thing, which is cool. And I'm like interested to see how that plays. But yeah, it's really cool. It's really pretty. It ran super smooth from from the demo I played. There was only 4 characters. It was Ryu, Chun-Li, Jamie, and Luke. So I play like I normally play Ryu as my main in general. So like I just played Ryu the entire time. I hope Laura comes back in Street Fighter 6 because one, she fits that aesthetic really well.
Yeah.
So that would be really cool. And also like I just really like her as a character in 5 as well and how she plays and like so.
Yeah.
Yo, washed up Ken all day, baby. Give me some fucking divorced Ken.
I mean, I forgot to mention Smash. Obviously, Smash is,
is that a netcode thing? Is that why they don't do it at
Smash?
Is that like why isn't Smash
no, I forget why Smash. Nintendo doesn't want it.
Nintendo shut it down.
Fucking Nintendo. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And that was probably
putting their thing with the Sony thing.
That was because of it was probably because Sony bought EVO that they decided that they weren't going to
do
it anymore.
It's unfortunate, but like Smash is also like, I know the competitive scene has its underlying issues in Smash, unfortunately. But that game has done a lot for the fighting community because it brings more mainstream attention to fighting games. And I think Multiverses actually probably has that same opportunity to pull in a younger crowd to get people excited for fighting games. So like, I think we're just really at this like apex point of fighting games continuing to just stay strong and thrive, unless Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 are terrible, which I don't expect them to be. But with, other games getting greenlit, we're getting new characters for fucking Skullgirls, like all these smaller rollback netcode for Ultimax. Like we're getting so many smaller games too, getting support and getting love. It's such a beautiful time to be a fighting game fan. And if you're not a fighting game fan, you should really, really figure out what the game is that'll do it for you and pick your poison and jump in because there's a lot of experiences out there.
Calibur getting no love.
I feel like people like the last Soul Calibur though, right?
It's gotten better since because I think that 2 is actually I would say like most people would argue that Soul Calibur 1 is the best in the series. 2 was cool because it had Link and things like that.
Yeah.
But even today you could go back to Soul Calibur 1 and it plays very well.
I do love Soul Calibur.
But I think especially with 4 when they introduced like the Star Wars characters, which was cool, it just like wasn't it didn't turn out to be what it needed to be. It's gotten better every entry, but it's just like it's kind of that mentality of like, why play this when Tekken exists?
Oh, see, I like it so much better than Tekken. I hate Tekken. I don't know. I'm just not a Tekken fan. I'm in
Because
the
like
minority,
Tekken is
obviously.
just like more, I guess, like, because like with Tekken, or like in Soul Calibur, you can easily like ring out people, and I think that would just make, from a competitive standpoint, it's just like a little less engaging. And I just don't know how as combo heavy Soul Calibur is compared to Tekken. I'm honestly not super knowledgeable about Soul Calibur.
Mm. The new game, I didn't put a lot of time into it. I think it was on Game Pass briefly, and I checked it out, but I didn't buy it.
They got some cool I mean, in
2B?
5 and 6 they had cool. Yeah, they had cool collabs. They had Ezio in 5, which like brought my attention.
Ezio's in it too. I didn't even know that.
And then yeah, he was like the main crossover character for 5, and then Geralt was the one for 6,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2B was later announced, which was awesome. But
yeah. I don't know. I'm happy you popped in to talk about EVO, because I think fighting games are in a super healthy place right now, and I hope it continues on that trend, because fighting games are just different than a lot of other video games. Like, they're just a different type of game, and there's a great community behind it. And like, if you want to get better at a fighting game, like, those Discords and Reddits and stuff are out there to like find people who just want to help you get better. I'm sure there's plenty of dicks everywhere, but like, there are people in the fighting game community that will gladly champion new players and help you and like teach you the ropes. And like, it is such a wonderful thing when you have people that you can play fighting games with, because fighting games struggle the most, I think, when you don't have people to play with. Sure, you can play online or against strangers. Sure, you can play arcade modes and what other types of single players are there. But when you have people to play with, like, I miss so badly. Like, Mike and I used to go to the Smash local in Boston often. Like, we would go there even if we weren't like playing a lot, or even if we weren't like winning. It was just fun to be in that atmosphere, at least for me. I don't want to speak for Mike, but like, it was fun to be in that atmosphere. It was fun to be in that competitive atmosphere. And then like we would like, there's an arcade bar in Salem called Bit Bar that does not, I wouldn't call it locals, weeklies, but they do weeklies. They do tournaments almost every Thursday, I think. And I think right now they're currently doing Smash, Tekken, and I think maybe Guilty Gear.
And Guilty Gear.
Yeah, so like,
I think so. I've been meaning to swing by, to be honest.
Yeah,
I do intend to do that. I'm just too lazy. By the time I get home, well, it depends. It depends on my Thursday, but like, I'm just too lazy to get dressed and then go downtown.
But like, having
I'll never
that.
Forget
go ahead.
My first Smash tournament I went to with you guys at the bottom of Harrison's. And like, I heard all those jokes about like BO and all this shit. When I say I walked down those stairs, it's like I got like hit in the face with just like BO everywhere. I was just like, whoa, it's true. It's like,
there's a reason why Todd. There's a reason why they just covered up. Like, you can't go downstairs anymore. They covered that whole thing up. You can't go downstairs anymore.
I think it's normally like that. You can't go down there. That's where they keep like their stock and stuff. But yeah, I mean, sure, you go to PAX, it smells like everything smells because people are gross.
No,
but yeah,
I never thought that when I was at PAX, but
I mean, I stay around the people I know for the most part, so I don't deal with that much.
PAX was never like that.
But like
an anime convention, that's where the shit happens.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Anime Boston's pretty rough. But I will say that like, the competitive atmosphere and like being around people that want to play, like, again, obviously there's like dicks or people that are like, way too aggressive if they lose or something, like whatever, like that stuff exists in every competitive atmosphere. But that community around fighting games, I think, is different. I think when you find people that want to just play a good game and get better together, it's a good time, and it's fun. I mean, if you want to add anything about Soul Hacker, since you're also playing, it just has to stay within the preview bounds. How are you feeling about Soul Hacker so far?
It's a game.
So, sorry. So, I don't know how much I can say. Really.
You can't talk about story stuff. You can talk up until the underground abandoned railroad dungeon.
Can I talk about gameplay?
I think as long as it's not story spoilers, yes.
Yeah. So I'm reviewing this for IGN. So you can check that out soon. I think it's a good game. And I think that uh it is I think what man, it's really hard. Like I'm not like I know I'm meeting the parameters of of what the preview, you know, what I can say for the preview,
Mm-hmm.
but also I'm 40 hours into this game now, so I don't want to like say too much, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So, I mean, you're obviously
Um
way further than me because I got my code a little bit later. But
yeah.
did you like the game at the beginning and you still like it
Yeah.
now? Okay, that
Yeah.
is good to know because I'm like hopeful that like I'm enjoying the game so far. I'm enjoying the story. I mean, I have my some critiques about it, but like I think overall I'm enjoying the experience, and I'm hopeful that that will carry me through, and I'll enjoy it throughout. That's my hope is that it does.
What I'll say is I think the strongest part of this game is its characters.
Oh, that's
Um
very good to know. Okay.
and I will also say that
It's tough.
it is tough. It's
For
hard to say like
I know, because for the preview
I know
stuff
that you're
specifically, it pretty much says like don't talk about the story for the
yeah,
most part.
no. Yeah, I think the characters are the strongest part of this game. Um and I think that feeling gets stronger
Mm-hmm.
throughout cuz like in the without well, can't talk about the story.
Nope.
There's a specific reason well, there I think the characters on their own are strong, but I also there's another aspect of it that I can't talk about that makes me really like the cast. Um which is something that I guess like is the thing that I particularly like in JRPGs, but it's a specific thing, but I can't I again disclose that. But I will say that it's a good game. Like it's good. I'm liking it. I echo everything that uh, Brenden said about like comparing this to Persona or SMT or anything like that. Like it's one of those things where it plays like a modern Atlas game. Um, in the traditional sense of like what you've kind of experienced in an SMT or a Persona when it comes to the turn-based combat, but like it has its own mechanics and
Mm-hmm.
things like that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's all I'll say on it.
Well, what I'll say is this: if you're listening to Cam talk about it and you're like, "Damn, I really don't want to know what the fuck Cam is alluding to with the things that he personally likes about the characters and the story and him specifically when it comes to JRPGs," you can not only check out his coverage on IGN when that goes live, but Cam, Lucas from Prima Games, and potentially one other person are going to join me on the podcast later this month to talk about Soul Hackers 2 in depth. So you can look forward to all those. You get coverage everywhere. You go to get all Cam shit at IGN. You get all Lucas stuff at Prima, potentially this fourth person stuff at other site, and then my stuff. So you get all these delicious ways to ingest coverage on this game if you're unsure or just want to get deeper dives into this stuff. But with that being said, it is that time where we are going to play a little game we like to call What's in the Box. If you're new to the show and you don't know what What's in the Box is a game where I pull games off the back of my shelf. I read the back of the box. The panel has to take that information and guess what that game is. The first person to get that game gets the point. The scoreboard for the year. And this is a big week because Dom is not here, so you can take some shots at the fucking crown right now. Dom is sitting pretty at the top with 43 points. Todd below him at 33. Mike right below Todd at 26.
I missed 3 weeks, Cam.
And
Do you even mark my points?
No, I do. I keep all guest points. Cam
Okay,
has
okay.
Cam has 2 points. I think you've only been on one time this year.
Yeah.
But I will say Cam has definitely tuned in and gotten points in the chat, but we don't count chat points.
100%.
But Cam has definitely
I'd probably have like 20 points.
He has definitely gotten some games before anyone else has. That's for sure. I think for guests, the leaderboard goes Jesse at 11, Ken at 10, and then Eric at 6.
When did they go on?
Kale at 3, Cam at 2, Odell at 1.
What? When did Jesse and Ken go on?
We did during the last like 12-hour MG stream like 2 months ago. The end of the show, we did like a trivia bonanza, and
okay,
Ken, Kale, Jesse, and Eric also joined in on the festivities. Then, you were not around. I forget where you were. You may have been. I don't know. This would have been in June or May. I forget. You were not available.
Okay.
I know this. It was whatever day I did my 12-hour stream.
Oh, why?
I forget what you had something going on. I forget what.
I feel like I was
you might have been working.
Something.
Yeah, you might have been working.
Might have been working something.
Because I remember reaching out and you were like, whatever. Not you weren't around that weekend or something. It was in May. Yeah, might have been like the second week in May.
We'll be on another episode soon to talk about a different game. Remember we talked about this?
Maybe.
You hear about this? You hear about this?
I'll message you.
Wait, is it a game we can't talk about yet?
No.
Yeah, message me it. My brain is confused.
I'll message it to you.
Where?
On Twitter.
Okay. Yes.
DMs boy.
Yes. Oh, are we not supposed to say that we're playing that? I haven't said that, but are we?
I don't think we
can. Okay, that's what I figured because I'm
like I was able to say it for Soul Hackers too because of preview embargo.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was able to be like, oh hey, like they're so I don't think until the review embargo.
Yeah, I think you're right because I'm pretty sure that's what Luis keeps vaguely tweeting about.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I got code for that this morning, so I need to put in the time.
Play that. So I'm probably gonna play that like probably no earlier than like Wednesday next week.
Okay.
But it's
Are any of the Gears games more than 2 players?
Yeah. 3 is 4 players.
Okay. We gotta get 3-way fucking Gears going.
I'm pretty sure 3 Judgment and 4 are, and then 5 is only 2 players.
That's not a weird workaround. I'm not saying Cam and I are playing Gear 6. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying
no.
We had also talked about because Todd and I have also been talking about playing Gears again. So like we need to play some fucking Gears.
I've been seeing some people play it recently, and I'm like, fuck, that looks like so much fun.
I mean, honestly, I would even play some Gears 5 multiplayer because I love Gears.
I just fucking deleted it off my hard drive. Gears 5, 'cause I was like,
all right, well, we don't have to worry about that right now. I have Gears 1 installed. Gears 1 is already installed on my Xbox. So.
Oh yeah, I think I have them all installed on my Xbox already. Oh, actually, I don't know. Oh, anyway, what's in the box?
What's in the box? And because we have a guest, and because Dom's not here, no.
Am I really a guest at this point?
I mean, you're basically honorary PTC at this point. We're gonna do double games. We're gonna do 6 games.
Oh god.
So Dom really fucked up by dropping the ball here. Game number. Oh shit, Dom is here. Do you want me to count Dom's chat points? Do you want me to count them? All right, Dom. No?
Wait, actually,
he's in the
he's
chat.
Googling.
That's not fair.
He's Googling.
Dom's not Googling. He's his hands are occupied, not in a dirty way.
No, you can't show up just for the game to keep your points. That's
Wow. I need a consensus from the 3 of you. Do we count Dom's chat points or no?
I don't care.
You know what?
My chat points.
That's fair.
Just make things interesting. Just make things interesting. Give him his points. Fucking
No.
let it ride. I don't give a shit.
This is what I'm
already
going to do.
losing.
This is what
I
I'm
don't
going to do. If Dom gets any of these points, I'm going to give him parentheses points. Oh, wait a second. Dom has an interesting.
Max points?
He said,
No.
"Don't count.
That's
Don't count my
bullshit.
points, but let me block theirs if I get it first."
That's bullshit.
I like that actually.
That's
I'm
fine.
on board with that. 6 games.
No.
6 games in the block and play.
He has
I'm on board with
access
it.
to Google. He
No,
can
he's not going to Google.
anything.
No, Dom's not going to Google.
I'm not gonna go. He's an honorable man.
Okay.
He's not. No,
Granted,
he's not going to do that.
He may cock block me. That's fine. That's okay.
There's no stakes here. That he's not going to Google. Game number 1. Fight Forever. Blank 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 returns with more modes, more characters, and enhanced gameplay. Blank.
Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
No.
Guilty
Dang it.
Gear Strive.
No. Dom said I'm chatting on my phone. I can't Google. That's also fair.
Oh, so he's Googling and chatting?
Yeah. Arcade mode. Engage the CPU in battles themed after past and present blank blank titles. You do not need the full title of this game. Expanded roster includes all 12 DLC fighters from Season 1 and 2. 28 characters in total.
Dragon Ball Fighters?
Incorrect.
Street Fighter 5?
Mortal Kombat 11?
It is indeed Street Fighter 5.
Fuck off.
Todd gets the point, bumping him up to 34. Game number 2.
I was thinking it can't be Street Fighter.
Right. Yeah. That's honestly, if that ever comes up, just guess it, because usually whenever I say it can't be something, it usually is what it is. Every time. Every fucking time.
Is one life enough to know blank blank? That's the whole box.
Wait, really?
All right.
Yep.
Is this... No. Is this Xenoblade 2?
No.
Is it Xenoblade 2 The Torna Country?
No.
Xenoblade 3?
No.
I would be so fucking mad.
Do we need the full title?
Those are the best ones to see.
You do need
It's
the
not
full
a
title of this
Xenoblade-
game, Mike.
It's not a Xenoblade game.
Brenden, can you say it again?
Is one life enough to know blank blank?
Live a life?
No. That's a good guess, but no.
That's a good guess, actually, yeah.
I don't know what the back of that box says, though.
Is one life.
Why am I saying that out loud? I'm not trying to think of that game. I'm trying to think of what this actual game is.
I mean, I can read the other stuff from the back of the box, but it's not pertaining to the game.
Sure.
What is it? Yeah, just go ahead.
Steelbook. The Art of Blank. 3 lithographs. Digital soundtrack.
Lithographs, huh?
A soundtrack, you say?
I already forget the thing I asked you to repeat.
Is
I'm trying to think about what...
is one life enough to know blank blank?
It's gotta be a. I don't want to give stuff away, but like I feel like it's.
Todd's trying to figure out what the theme is.
I've got nothing.
I really need like a genre or.
I feel like it's like a
platform or something.
roguelite. To be honest with you, it's one life.
I mean, yeah, with one life, yeah, that makes sense. But who do I need to know in one life?
I'm just
Or
trying to think about what
localized.
roguelikes Brenden
I know,
would
actually,
have
that might. Right.
physical copies of.
The Dead
Listen, I
Cells?
definitely don't know the name of this game, so I'm gonna go get my Grubhub.
So
order.
I will tell you right now that half of these games tonight, though I do own them, I am not reading off the back of the box because I do not own physical copies of them.
Okay.
Oh, Mike
doesn't
went to
really
go
help
look at on
anything,
his
but okay.
encyclopedia.
Well, I'm trying to alleviate like I don't own a physical copy of this game, but I do have it digitally.
I feel like this is not going to be a tough one when you tell us what it is, and we're just going to be like, oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Did Mike give up?
Yeah, he went to go get his food. He said, I don't know what this game is. I'm out of here.
Is it a fighting game?
Does the panel want me to answer that question?
Yeah, you didn't, that's fine.
Yes, definitely into the. I don't know what's going on.
It is not a fighting game.
Is it 12 minutes?
Are we still on?
No, it is not 12 minutes. You are on. Is one life enough to know blank blank?
Enough to know blank blank.
I'm searching for the man that killed my father. I'm searching for Londi.
Oh shit! Is it? Is it Shenmue 3?
It is not
Actually, it'll be
Shenmue 3. It is not Shenmue 2.
All right.
One life. All I need is one life.
Wait, can you? What comes with it again? The steelbook, the lithograph.
Steelbook, The Art of Blank, 3 lithographs, and digital soundtrack.
So the soundtrack's going to be
I'm trying to
fucking...
think about what games come with. Hey,
What games come with soundtracks or lithographs? I mean, that's definitely not a thing.
yeah, I'm trying to think about what comes. Is it a JRPG?
Does the panel want me to answer this question?
Sure.
It is not a
Sure, why not?
JRPG.
Fuck.
Right. That narrows it down to me for everything else.
I really don't know. Astra, stop
One
it.
life.
Stop it.
Did you give out any other information while I walked away?
I did not.
Yes.
No.
Just the
Astra.
same thing. Steelbook. All this other shit.
Are we really stumped here? Are we taking a
there's
stump?
not much to go off.
I
There's
mean,
not a lot to go off.
I need a clue. I need a clue.
You don't really need much more. The answer's there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Wait,
I mean,
no, okay.
Is
okay.
one life
We're
enough to know blank blank?
Wait, what's the blank part?
I cannot reveal that.
The title of the
life.
game
It is not the title of the game.
is
The title
One
of the
Life
game
no
is
Persona
one
5.
word. The title of the game is one word.
It's going to be one of those ones
Is
you
it-
Todd, I picked this for you, and blah, blah,
One
blah, and I
life
knew you...
to know blank blank.
It's Max Payne 3, baby.
Yeah, right.
One life to know blank blank.
It's going to be so obvious when he says it, too. I'm going to be so fucking annoyed.
Ghost Runner.
Incorrect. I will also repeat, this game is a one-word title.
Ghost Runner is one word.
Oh, yeah.
Ghost Runner
I
is
stand
one word.
corrected.
Oof, oof. I don't know.
Undertale.
Incorrect. It is also not an RPG.
Bro, what the fuck?
This game came out in the last 3 years.
Oof.
So,
I'm going to be
2019
so...
and after.
Yes.
Returnal?
It is neither of those games.
Oh yeah, it's not Cuphead. Cuphead didn't come with the steelbook. And neither did Undertale.
If fucking Cuphead came out with a steelbook, I would have fucking... If Cuphead had a collector's edition, I would have dropped a lot of money on that shit. A Cuphead collector's edition with lithographs would have been fucking dope.
I'm so mad because I know it's going to be so obvious, and we're going to be so pissed off when you tell us what the answer is.
I know. I'm just like.
I mean, I can
It's
give
just-
you more clues, but it's just going to be whoever says it first at that point.
Yeah, that's whatever you guys want to do.
This game came out within the last 2 years.
Because that doesn't help me.
I thought. Is it no? Is it Celeste?
Incorrect. I think Celeste came out in 2018.
That's like 4 years ago. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it did come out 2018. You're right. Fuck. Is it an indie game?
Yes. You just double check, but yeah, I believe so.
I have no idea.
Rogue Lace.
That's 2 words.
Oh yeah, fuck. I don't know. I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm.
You're getting a stump, I think, on this one.
This game is
Is Hollow Knight hyphenated?
This
Is
game
Hollow Knight
is a
hyphenated?
console exclusive, and I'm only saying it that way because I don't know. Do not look at the chat because Dom got it correct.
Yeah.
So is Dom blocking the points?
Okay, he blocked it.
That's fine.
Blocked
Yeah.
it.
No,
Sure.
That's fine.
I was-
The
Yeah,
correct
I'll
game
keep
was Sifu.
Oh God, yeah.
Is
I'm an idiot.
one
Yeah,
life
yeah,
enough
yeah.
to know
Right
kung
there,
fu?
yeah. I'm literally guessing every other game, but
When
fucking
Todd said, "I know this is gonna be in a game where I picked this for Todd. I picked you for Todd." I did, and you didn't fucking get it.
Good for you.
Yeah, I definitely would not have gotten that.
Dom with the block.
soundtrack and lithographs. I don't even know it. Yeah.
All right. Game number 3. An unrivaled clash of explosive proportions. You do need the full title of this game.
Okay.
A 2v2 blank battle.
Multiverses.
Capcom Infinite.
I was like,
Incorrect.
does Multiverse have a box? Does it have a box?
Right now he's on computer, I think.
2D blowout in the blank blank crossover that dreams are made of.
2v2?
Bill.
Street Fighter
Is that
vs.
it?
Tekken?
Incorrect. What did you say, Todd?
So is that it?
No. Build a dream team from across 4 unique universes and take on all
Last Blue
comers.
Cross Tag Battle.
Cam gets the
Let's
point.
I was
fucking
gonna say
go,
it.
baby! I
I was
knew
gonna
it.
say it. I was gonna say it because I had mentioned to Brenden specifically. I bought this game and I have not played it.
When you said 4, I knew it. I was like, I fucking knew it.
Game number 4. Will you and blank blank penetrate the 7 separate societies of blank blank and preserve the human race? You're in control.
The 7 what?
The 7 separate societies of blank blank and preserve the human race. You're in control.
Near Automata.
No. It's blank blank versus the powerful leaders and fighting forces of blank. The strange multi-layered land of blank
Blank.
blank humanoids created by the wrongly performed experiments with human beings by blank blank.
Fuck. The fuck?
The back of this box is fucking wild for what this game is. Like, I can't wait to reveal what this game is because the back of this box is ridiculous. That's maybe a clue. I don't know. There's more. You can
I know,
add.
but like, I guess like my question is like, is this a game that you would expect me to know?
All of you know this game.
Okay. Wait. Is it 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim?
It is not.
Damn it.
You think I know that game? You think I know that game?
I don't fucking know.
Blank blank, the chosen defender of the human race, for he dares to single-handedly penetrate blank. Oh, I'm sorry, blank's 7 separate societies to stop the rapid expansion of strange misrepresentations of humans. Blank blank's goal is monumental. He must infiltrate 7 separate, heavily guarded empires, incorrect Dom, by himself. He must break down and destroy the followers of empire leaders blank, 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 and blank, blank.
Is this Nino Kuni?
It is not.
It's not Nino Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom either?
It is not.
Okay.
I like all these guesses. I'm like, I don't know these games, so it's definitely not that.
Play Nino Kuni, by the way, if you're listening to this, because that's a fucking incredible JRPG. I don't think it is, but like, is it Dragon Quest 11?
It is not.
Okay. I had to throw it out there because I was just like, I don't fucking.
I'm just confused by everything you read. I'm like trying to like look it all
This
up.
box is bonkers. Like, whenever we get to what this game is, whether someone guesses it or I reveal it, it is absolutely bonkers. This is the back of this box.
7.
Don't look at the chat because Dom is guessing a lot.
Is it a JRPG?
It is not a JRPG. But
Wow. Now I'm really lost.
this game is made by a Japanese developer. I'll give you that.
Wait, so say it again.
The whole thing. Will you and blank blank penetrate the 7 separate societies of blank blank and preserve the human race?
Oh, I know it. It's Dragon's Crown.
Nope. You're in
Is it-
control.
Wait. Is it No More Heroes 3?
It is not.
Oh,
I was gonna guess No
damn.
More Heroes, even though I didn't know the plot of any of the No More Heroes games. But it was in my
I would
mind.
have known if it was No More Heroes 1 for sure.
Wait, is it Killer
Um,
7? Is that a game? That's a game, isn't
I was
it?
gonna say
It is not
Killer
Killer 7.
but- Fuck, dude.
This game is a franchise.
Is it Yakuza Like a Dragon?
It is not.
Okay.
Ooh.
I could see it being that because it parodies all these other JRPG tropes like in the game that they just
Mhm.
had a ridiculous box art or something.
You said it wasn't an RPG, right?
Correct.
It's not a JRPG,
It was an RPG, yeah.
It is also not an RPG.
but it's from a Japanese developer.
Yes. One that is still around today. Releasing games this year.
Is
Not
it
in
Bayonetta?
not in this franchise, but releasing games this year. It is not
it Nier
Bayonetta.
Replicant?
It is not Nier. Or Nier
Is it
Replicant.
Babylon's Fall?
It is not Babylon's Fall.
If it was, dude, if it was Babylon's Fall, I would have left the chat. I would have been like, I don't care. Fuck.
You... I can't say that. Never mind.
All right, tell me one actor that was in this movie.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is it? Well, he says not. Well, it's technically not a JRPG. It is and it isn't. Read it to me again.
Will you and blank blank penetrate the 7 separate societies of blank blank and preserve the human race? You're in control. It's blank blank versus powerful leaders and fighting forces of blank. That strange multi-layered land of blank-like humanoids created by the wrongly performed experiments with human beings by blank blank.
Is it Scarlet Nexus?
It is not Scarlet Necklace.
Fuck!
Necklace.
Yes,
I was so confident. I was like, I think it's Scarlet Nexus.
Blank blank, the chosen defender of the human race, for he dares to single-handedly penetrate blank's 7 separate societies to stop the rapid expansion of strange misrepresentations of humans. Blank blank's goal is monumental. He must infiltrate 7 separate, heavily guarded empires by himself. He must break down and destroy the followers of the empire leaders. Blank, blank,
Yo,
blank,
is it?
blank.
Yes.
Is it what?
Is it Knack?
No. Blank, blank, and
Is
blank,
it
blank.
Psychonauts 2?
It is not an Act 2.
Is it Neo?
It is not Neo. Thank
Not
you so
Neo
much,
2
Point in
either?
Progress, for the raid. We are currently at the end of the podcast playing What's in the Box, and the panel.
Not Neo or Neo 2.
Dom has blocked the motherfucking point.
Oh, there we go. Good.
It
He's
is.
got Google though.
It
that's
is Mega Man. That's the back of the box for Mega Man.
fine. I kind of thought Mega Man while you were saying that. To be honest with you, that checks out.
Like, knowing that it's Mega Man, I can understand the back of the box, but it's crazy to me that's the box for Mega Man. Also, Dom basically got it at the beginning because he guessed first he guessed Shovel Knight, and I had to try not to laugh, and then he guessed Mega Man 11. So like he was on point. He just wasn't in the right era
of the Legacy Collection or what?
of Mega Man 1 on the NES.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hold on, I want to see something. Really quick.
Whoa.
He disappeared. He's just gonna go to the shadow room to look at his thing.
Tom also, he said, okay, start from the beginning, and he just started typing out every Mega Man game in order. Game number
Down.
5.
Wait. First off, here's Astra.
Meh.
Hello, Astra.
Hi, baby. Hello.
Jen really wants to get a pug now, by the way. Not because of Astra, but just in general.
You don't know. You can say it's because of Astra. It's fine.
All right, because of Astra.
I have the Mega Man collection where I have all of the. I mean, they're all in Japanese. Probably should have thought that through. I wanted to see if it said it on the back of this one, if it had like anything similar. But it's all in
Let's
Japanese.
see.
I
if can
have
count
it right
to-
here.
If I can count to 7 in Japanese. Ich ni dan. Ji?
Because fun fact, because Capcom is dumb, this collection is the only way you can get part 2 of both collections on card.
Physical, yeah. That is a nice collection, though, with the box and everything. It's nice.
Oh yeah. This is what the part 2 covers look like. For those that are curious.
Yeah, those are dope.
Pretty cool. Yep, very happy I have this.
Game number 5. The new fighting game generation.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
No. A star.
Battle for the Grid.
No. A star-studded lineup. Fighters from blank, 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 and more.
Oh, multiverses.
No, but could you imagine if I had if I had a physical copy of fucking Multiverses? It is not. That's a good guess, Mike, but that is incorrect.
Is it a Smash
What do you
game?
say?
I'll keep reading the box before I answer something like that. Special attacks with no memorization. Finally, a hardcore brawler that lets you jump right in and start playing.
Super Smash Bros. For Wii U.
Incorrect. Tons of unlockable features. A return to the glory days when arcade fighting games ruled.
Tekken
Capcom
6.
Fighting Collection.
Incorrect.
Killer Instinct.
Incorrect.
Um,
I'll answer Cam's question. It is not a Smash game.
fuck. No, Brawlhalla? Does Brawlhalla have a physical edition?
It is not Brawlhalla. This might be Devil Horns. I don't know if anybody's going to get this. If I unblank the words at the beginning, somebody might get it, but we'll wait for now. I will give you the hint that
is this a crossover game?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. It is a crossover game of some sort.
Is it Capcom versus SNK?
Incorrect.
Is it
Is it Street Fighter vs. Tekken?
Incorrect. I do have
you
that
got
game.
that right?
I do have that game. It's right there because I pulled it out to take pictures the
isn't
other
that
day.
super niche? You've talked about it before. You talked about it recently. Blade Strangers?
It is indeed Blade Strangers. What a
fucking
fucking
go!
pull! What a fucking pull! You can play as like
Go.
Binding of Isaac, Shovel
from
Knight.
Binding of
Like
Isaac.
there's like
Yep,
ridiculous characters in
yep.
this game.
I remember that game. Yeah.
Cam gets the fucking point.
Solid 10 people played that game.
I mean, probably, but Game number 6. Heaven or Hell, let's rock.
Guilty Gear Strive.
Guilty Gear Strive.
Wow, Cam pulled it out before you, Mike. Cam gets the fucking point. Todd, you had all these opportunities to get points tonight, and
The
you
amount of
fucking
people
failed.
I
I've said
saw
Guilty Gear Strive
wearing
like 7 times.
Heaven or Hell shit at EVO, I was just like, oh, I got this on fucking lock.
Damn. Well, that ends the week with Dom still at 43, but he did get those 2 stops. Todd at 34, Mike at 26, and Cam coming in with a couple extra points. He's at 5.
Oh, 5.
5, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that'll do it for this week's episode. Episode 328. We've been long gone from the 200s for a while now. Thank you so much for listening. Like I said, we have a lot of stuff coming up. Most recently, the Voyage stuff is up now if you want to watch that YouTube video or check out my written review. I'll have a bunch of Soul Hacker stuff coming in the next couple of weeks. And, thank you so much for Cam for popping in and talking about EVO, talking about Soul Hackers. Cam, I don't know what else you got going on right now or if you got any new things up anywhere recently that you want to plug, but the floor is yours, good sir.
Nope, I just got my Soul Hackers review coming eventually. Just keep an eye out on my Twitter page at Cam Final Mix, and that's it.
Hell yeah. Love to see it. And, of course, you can find everything that we all do at passcontroller.io, at passcontroller on Twitter and Instagram, twitch.tv/passcontroller. You can find me at bgroom. You can find Mike at _Michaelpath, Todd at Toddy_by_nature, Dom at PTC_OneLittleSpark. And as Cam said, you can find him at Cam Final Mix. And we appreciate you. Wait, Cam, are you not doing Kingdom Hearts podcast? Is that already over?
Oh, no, I'm still doing that. Yeah.
Is it on like a hiatus right now?
It's taking longer for the next episode than before. We're not on a hiatus or anything like that. It's just, again, we're releasing episodes when we can because, we're all people that either work in the industry or have like a job on top of trying to make it out here in the industry, and playing other games and stuff. So it's mainly me to be honest. They're kind of waiting on me, and I'm like, yo, I haven't even been able to start the next game.
Well, if people want to check that out, how can they find that?
Yeah, so it's Unlocking Kingdom Hearts is the name of the podcast. You can listen to it on all your podcast services. We're up to Kingdom Hearts 2 right now, so we're only 3 games in. So plenty of time to catch up. Again, this is a podcast where episodes will come out very far away from each other, like, around a month or 2 at a time because of life.
Are you all replaying the games as you do it? Is that why?
So me, Alexa, and Jonathan are replaying all the games, and then Kevin's playing through them for the first time.
Oh wow, okay, that's awesome.
So so Kevin is kind of like the anchor in our podcast, where he helps kind of propose the good questions that other people are probably asking as they're playing through the series, and we help like expound on those topics and themes as we go along.
Hell yeah. So definitely check that out if you're a Kingdom Hearts sicko or want to become a Kingdom Hearts sicko and get invested into that. I played the first game last year. I need to get back on that train. I know Dom is slowly making his way through Kingdom Hearts 2 right now, so I need to catch up to him at least. So
some would say the greatest game of all time. Some would say.
Wow, better than Red Dead Redemption 2.
I mean, it's my number 1 favorite game of all time. So.
All right, fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Definitely better than definitely better than Batman. I don't know. I was trying to figure out a way to work in. Actually, I'm curious. Todd, is Batman better than Spider-Man?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
I know Cam's take. That's what brought my attention was Cam's tweet.
Yeah, I think I complained to you that like Spider-Man was like a poor man's Arkham. It like stole some of the best ideas of it, but didn't fucking do anything good with anything new or anything.
Like I said on Twitter, I'll say it on here. Spider-Man's a great game. It's a solid 8 out of 10.
I'm replaying it now. Yeah.
It's a solid 8 out of 10 game. The traversal is like unmatched traversal. The side quests are repetitive, and they're not.
They're useless.
They just feel random in the world, right?
Here's a backpack.
But like in Arkham
exactly
City, like when Barrett was discussing it on KFGD, and like you know, because that's one of his favorite games of all time. He expounded on it perfectly. Like the side quests in Arkham City have like purpose. Like they expand the world. They expand Arkham City as a place.
And I want to do every single riddle. Like I want to do that stuff.
And yeah, and Spider-Man's just like, oh, there's a random car chase that's happening.
Yeah,
Stop it.
Yeah,
it's like, that's cool.
Here's your backpack.
Until you have to do it 50 times throughout the entirety of the map. It's just, and then also with the story, and I feel like I'm unpopular opinion on the story with Spider-Man, but like, I thought that the story was setting up Doc Ock for the next game. I thought that, okay, we have our villain in Mr. Negative. Mr. Negative is the villain. And once the raft parts happened, and then you find out that Doc was behind it all, that felt random to me. Not like a plot twist, but random. And then like Mr. Negative is now on the sidelines. I'm like, that's fucking whack, because I really liked his character. And then like, then the last act after that just felt so rushed, so that when the big moments did happen, it didn't do anything for me. I was just like, oh, well, this sucks, but like, or this is sad, or like, oh, this is happening, but it didn't really grab me.
Yeah.
The way it did, I guess, a lot of other people.
I mean, my true confession is that I never got past the stealth moments with Miles and MJ. That literally made me stop playing the game. I never went back to it.
Enjoying the game, and then all of a sudden that part would come up, and I'm like, oh, come on. You know, it's like every time.
Like, people saying the combat is better in Spider-Man.
Not even close. Not even fucking close.
You're high. Like, the gadgets are cool, but once you get like the heavy web, you don't need anything else.
No.
You have the heavy web. You either heavy web a normal goon into the wall or the ground, and then they're just defeated, or you get a big guy, and then you just web them, and then you just grab them and throw them on the wall, and they're dead. Like, the combat isn't. It just makes it a lot less engaging once you get certain gadgets. You just don't need. Like, I felt no need to use anything else, because I found like the right answer. So
yeah, see, I think Miles' leaps and bounds a way better game. Like way better. Better story.
Like, Arkham City's story is still like not only just like a great story, it's also like just one of the best Batman stories. Like,
yeah, I love Arkham Asylum too. I think I like
Arkham Asylum is great too.
Yeah.
Like, I think Arkham Asylum is just more impressive from a level design standpoint.
Yeah, 100%.
But everything else about it is weaker to City.
Yeah, it's smaller.
Damn, do we need to do an episode soon just on superhero games? I feel like we need to do that.
Do it on Arkham games.
But I feel like if we don't cut it here, we're gonna just end up talking for another fucking half hour about Spider-Man and Arkham. So we thank you all so much. Thanks to Cam for popping in, talking about EVO, talking about Soul Hackers 2, playing What's in the Box, getting some points on the board. Until next time.